And we're live, everybody.
Do a countdown.
Hello,
We've never done this before.
hello.
We
How
still
are
need
we
a
doing?
countdown.
Are we all doing good? Can you hear us? I forgot to put the music on.
Back. What music? Fuck it.
Oh, that's the Travis Scott album. Hold on. We're good. We're good. There we go. There's some lo-fi for everyone. How are we doing today? Are we all zen?
Zen?
Well, we were gonna make the title something different, but Scott vetoed it at the last minute, and so I couldn't make it the title.
Actually, you vetoed it at the
Well,
last minute.
Yeah.
Bryce, would you like to explain what the title was
The
going to
title
be?
was gonna be so Scott and I have a Fitbit. Scott has one too, and we get our steps in every day, and we track our steps. And everyone I know, all my friends are righties, and so they wear. I'm a lefty, so my Fitbit's on my left hand. Well, I have to take my Fitbit off if I'm going to jerk off, because I'm a lefty, and it counts my steps. And that's cheating. So the title was going to be, I can't jerk off with my Fitbit on. But Scott told me no. So.
Again, I did.
He said, Bryce, now you can't do that. Not before we leave. You can't be acting up. He's been trying to, last stream, he was trying to keep me down from acting up. This stream, he's trying to rein me in. I'm trying to go off hinge. He won't let me.
Bryce, did you say we're going somewhere? What? That's crazy.
I don't know, are we?
I don't know. Are we?
Oh.
Guys, are we going anywhere?
We're going to Texas tomorrow.
Why?
That's gonna be cool. Because we're going to be at convention.
What convention?
Bell County Comic Con. I remember the name.
Where can
of it.
people get tickets?
At Bell County Comic-Con's website where you buy tickets. I think. Anyway, we're gonna be there, so that's cool. We're gonna be at a table, and we'll be there. Scott will be there. I'll be there. The books will be there.
Books? You can buy our books?
The Panty Bear will be there. Kindred Heavens will not be there.
No, that's
but the Panty Bear will be there. There will also be some prints and stickers that you can buy.
Exclusive.
I have some of the prints and stickers behind me. Should I show them off or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
well, hold on. Ow, fucking dick! I kicked myself. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, guys, it's just us. Bryce is gone. We finally did it. We got rid of him. It can finally just be a pure art stream. None of that writing bullshit. Nobody cares about that writing. Oh, hello.
So here are some of the stickers. I guess I should go full cam for this a second. Here are some of the stickers that you can buy. That's cool. And then this is one of the prints that will be available. That's cool. And then there will be other prints. And there's other stuff. Scott, what's the other stuff? Because I forgot what it is.
Panty Bear's gonna be there. You can buy some other stuff. No, there's oh shit, what's it called? Oh, there's more posters. There's posters from
Kindred Heavens, right?
Kindred Heavens, yeah. You can buy big Kindred Heavens posters. They're like 17 inches. And also some magnets. You can buy.
How do they work?
Magnet. Well, you see, there's 2 poles, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Listen to the ICP song.
But yeah.
I don't think ICP would copyright strike us.
So that'll be cool. We have about 80 copies of the Panty Bear that we're going to be selling, so buy them, please.
And I mean, if anybody just wants to come hang out, like, that's Pog, you know. We're excited to see anybody. Also, hi Bacon.
We'll probably be melted because it's Texas, and we've heard it's going to be very hot.
Well, really, I looked this up. It won't be any hotter than it's been here.
It has been
the
pretty
last
hot
couple
here.
of weeks. Yeah. Not today, but
No, today it's actually really nice. But yeah, so we'll be there. So we'll be with the other people from Iconic, right? Like we're gonna be next to all of them.
yeah, we're gonna be on Iconic Island.
Yeah, so like with Tim from Common America, and I don't know if Flork's near us, but Flork is gonna be there.
No, Flork's in another hall.
Flork's in another hall. We'll probably be visiting Flork.
That's true. If we're not at our table, go look at Flork's table.
We're probably at Flork's table.
This looks fucking awful. What am I doing?
Yeah.
And then, Bryce, we had an announcement yesterday.
That is true. We have a figure coming out.
Yeah.
That's cool. We've been sitting on this for a long time, actually, at this point.
Yeah, we've been teasing it.
We actually
for a
showed
while.
the thing at the end of last stream, and nobody commented on it. But it was a little.
It was a sneaky little reveal. Nobody noticed.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, we actually because we're working with Novel Horizons to make it. Who we found out about because a fan mentioned it to us actually.
Yes, I don't remember who it was, but we were on stream and we were like, we really want a Lucia plush, or not plush, figure. And somebody was like, you should work with Novel Horizons. And
we reached out
were
to
like,
them within like 30 minutes of that stream and had everything
Yeah,
worked out.
because I went to their page and they were following me, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it happened. It all worked out. Of course, you know, actually it was ready to go for a while, like the design and everything, but we wanted to wait until the Kindred Heavens Kickstarter was over. We didn't want to overwhelm anybody with shit to spend their money on. because we're considerate.
We think about.
But now you can spend your money on that. Well, I mean, you can't right this second, but you will be able
But you will be able to.
Yeah. We're actually going to do probably tomorrow. I'm going to post a survey that you guys can fill out to give your feedback on what size you want the figure to be, like how tall, what kind of price point, stuff like that. And so that'll help inform the final decision to, as to what it's going to be. And yes, the only person I think in the chat that has seen what it looks like is Scrub, because I got his opinion because he's the figure guy.
I think 150 is a solid price point.
Yeah, that's the tentative plan. Is that like around 9 inches tall, 150. That's kind of the idea. But if like an overwhelming number of people want it to be smaller and a cheaper price point, then we might look into that. But that's the most common size.
Scrub said, I am not the figure guy. I just own a few. Scrub, I own 0. So
I own a few, but you own more than me, Scrub. When I was buying, I went through a period where I was buying figures. And when I was doing that, I asked Scrub for like advice. Like it or not, Scrub, you were the figure guy.
Yeah, but yeah, we're really excited. It's really cool. We've wanted to do a figure for a very long time. We have been, for legitimately, I mean, at this point, probably 2 years trying to get one made. We had a situation where we were pretty close. Like, we found someone we really wanted to work with, and had like things set up in a way that we really wanted to do on a much smaller scale. But things fell through, unfortunately, there. And so we kind of
talked about that before. I think we've mentioned that before.
I think we've mentioned it. I actually don't know if we talked about the reason it fell through, though.
We were in contact with somebody who made these little figures, and it was like, it was going to be a cool thing. It was like, oh yeah, we're going to get it, have it made ourselves, with this person we have a contact with. And that was in like 21-ish. And the problem is that they were Russian, which, or I guess that was 22, maybe. I don't remember. Time's weird.
It's 21, 22.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, I meant to say 20. I meant to agree with you, but I said the wrong thing. But yeah, it was 22. Very beginning of 22.
So yeah, that was unable to happen at that point.
Yeah, we tried. So. We really wanted to find a way to make it work, but it literally just kind of fell apart because of things out of our control. But yeah, so we kind of gave up after that.
Pretty much.
We were kind of defeated because we had tried a few things before that and just didn't work. We had a few different figures made and a few different things, and we didn't. Nothing was clicking. But it finally happened.
So thanks, Novel Horizons.
Very, very excited. And again, whoever it was, we wish we remembered it, but whoever it was that mentioned them, thank you.
For some reason, I think it was Feline, but I could just be completely wrong on that.
Well, you're right to me, so, because I don't know.
All right.
What Lucia is this, Scott?
Like grass skirt, hula hoop, not hula hoop, but like Hawaii. It's sort of a redo of an old post that I did, which I've been doing. I've done a couple of those lately. Let me find it. That's all wrong. Hold on. Let me fix her boobie. No, that's still terrible. That's fine. It's now this is an old drawing, and it's not really good, but this one, from like a long time ago. I wanted to kind of redo it because I thought I could do it better now. So yeah, I'm doing that. Only now instead of like a coconut bra, it's just she's wearing like
Scott hates
that necklace
coconuts.
thing. I fucking hate coconuts. This is a random story. I watched Shark Tank one time. I went through and watched. I got caught up on all the seasons. This has been a couple years, and there was one episode where this guy had like a coconut drink that he was pitching, and I thought this shit looked so tight. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I want to try this, and I looked it up, and it was like in Whole Foods, but the episode had aired a couple of years before, and it was discontinued. So I've not gotten to have that coconut drink. I've been pretty upset about it.
I'm sorry, boy. Maybe one day you'll get to have your coconut drink.
Maybe.
Also, Scrub, thank you for dropping the link to Novel Horizon.
See, he's a figure guy.
I actually tried to drop the link, but Streamlabs still says I'm not signed in, so it wouldn't let me. Whenever I see your stuff, it makes me want to get back into art. Great stuff.
Do it, man. Draw some cool stuff. We're just having fun out here. We're having a good time.
Scott, is the pic you sent me a 3D render or the actual figure?
That's a 3D render. No, there's not been the actual model hasn't been produced yet. But
it'll be pretty cool. We're pretty excited.
Been a big year.
Has
a lot
been
of
a
shit
big
going on.
After this and the con, I think we're done for the year. As of right now, I mean, plans could always change.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything. I don't know how we're gonna top this year next year.
Well, for one, we'll probably have 2 books coming out next year. Potentially have 2 books coming out next year.
That's true.
Which is already a surpassing. I mean, I guess you could say we have 2 at the Pandy Bear, but technically we were just doing a printed edition of the Pandy Bear.
That's fair. That's fair.
Whoa. Also, potentially, if we do more cons next year, which we could very well do more cons.
Well, I think we should be good to now, because the problem is we talked about this before as well, but we had a con booked that we were gonna do in like March of this year, and we ended up canceling it because our printing of the Pandy Bear had gotten pushed back. So we just didn't really have anything to sell other than some like posters and stickers and stuff like that, which is fine. It's just like, you know, we want to go to cons to sell our comics. So you know, we pulled out of that. So maybe we'll do that con next year. But we would, now that we will have books to sell, and pretty soon we'll even have
More.
Kindred Heavens to sell
Yeah.
as well. Going to cons sounds like a much better idea.
Going to cons gets easier and easier the more books we put out. So like I mentioned, next year we're hoping to have 2 books out. That means like 4 books we can sell at cons. It's one of those things that gets easier and easier to justify the more books we have.
It's just more fun that way. Like, it's cool going to cons and just like getting to talk to people and be like, hey, yeah, we're the guys that do this thing. But it's especially cool going to cons and getting to talk about our books. Being like, oh, look, this is Kindred Heavens, this is the Pandy Bear, this is, so on and so forth.
Quick,
Yeah.
Scott, what's your 1-sentence pitch for the Pandy Bear?
Bryce, what's the log line we used?
A girl.
That was really good.
Fuck, I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's a girl and her stuffed teddy bear harness the powers of panties to defeat evil plushies.
Yeah, that's.
I think
it's
that was
something
our
like that.
original log line. That was what I was gonna say. That's a tip for if you go to con, so if you're selling a book, have a 1 sentence description for it. That way, if someone picks it up and they go, "What is this about?" you can just snap off and just say something really quick, and you can just infinitely repeat that anytime someone comes up.
That's good advice. We should memorize that log line for this con.
That's actually part of why I'm saying this, is so that we remember to do that.
I see.
You'll have to be the one to do it because I'll say it and I'll be like, a girl in her, and I'll just like space out, or I'll just lose it. I'll stagger around. Together, separate. Hey Bryce, apparently Hoobastank is playing a live concert at the base I'm working at? Bro, you're gonna get to hear the reason? That's cool.
What? I still can't get over the Playboy Cardi feature that we listened to the other day. That was so bad on the Travis Scott album. Oh my God.
It's pretty awful.
I'm not even a fan of Travis Scott really, but like I thought there were some good songs on this album. But man, that feature with Playboy Cardi, woof. That was rough. You're yawning. Bryce, would you like to talk about your sleep score?
Well, okay, so Scott's always said that. Okay, so I don't like sleeping. This has been a thing. I think I've talked about this on stream. I don't like sleeping. I don't like taking naps. I like to be awake and to be doing things, and I really hate sleeping. I think it's a waste of time. As I get older, my body tells me more and more that that's not true, but that's how I felt for a long time, mostly my whole life. Well, I got this Fitbit and it tracks your sleep, and so I've been like, okay, let's see how I sleep. So I apparently suck at sleeping, is what I've learned from this. So my highest, you get a score based on how well you sleep. My highest score is 78. My lowest score is 65. I average between 5 to 5.5 hours of sleep a night. During that time, I am typically only in deep sleep for about, where can I see that at? Like 15% to 20% of the time. The rest of it, I'm in light sleep, or I'm awake in the middle of the night. So that's not good. So I'm bad at sleeping.
So you fuck it up in every way possible. Not only do you not get enough sleep, the sleep that you do get sucks.
Yeah, that's what I've learned. So I don't.
What are you gonna do about this?
On Tuesday, my score was 65. I got 5 hours and 12 minutes of sleep. I was awake for 1 hour in the middle of the night. Only 10% of it was sleeping, or was deep sleep. So the night before that, I got 5 hours and 35 minutes. And I was awake for 1 hour, and only 7% of it was deep sleep.
Terrible, man.
So
I watched this guy fall asleep, just like sitting on my couch before.
My readiness score today. Oh, my readiness score right now. Never mind. But yeah, I do struggle with sleep. So I've been trying to be better about getting sleep. I'm trying. The problem is that apparently I just actually can't sleep.
This is you trying?
Misu subbed, thank you, and said, "Hey, what do you use to animate stuff?"
What? Sorry, I was just confused.
Yeah, I was also confused by the whole situation, but I was just...
Okay, I guess I'll answer your question, Misu. Photoshop. I use Photoshop for everything.
CSP.
Because I'm terrible, and I don't want to learn a new program because I'm a stubborn old man.
But yeah, so I don't sleep well. My stress management, though, is at 65.
How often do you log that?
I try and log it once a day, but sometimes I forget. I also noticed I feel like I only feel the need to log it when I'm feeling like an extreme emotion.
My problem with it was that I started to log it, and then I was sort of the same thing, and I just kept forgetting. So I don't
says
really...
getting less than 6 hours of sleep impairs brain function. Chronic lack of sleep leads to nerve-ending problems and Alzheimer's. Yes, I know this, and that's why I'm worried. Because I go to bed at I try and go to bed at decent time. I didn't used to. I used to be really bad about not sleeping. Like I used to I mean, Scott can attest to this. I used to stay up until like 5 a.m. and then wake up at like 8 and work. I don't do that anymore. Part of it's because I have a lot of trouble actually falling asleep. I always have. I'll stay awake really a long time just trying to fall asleep. And I hate that. And so I used to just sit up and work whenever that would happen. Like I would try and go to sleep and I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. And so I would just be like, okay, I'll just work. And I would just sit up and start writing. I don't do that anymore. Yeah, now I'm actually trying to get decent hours of sleep. And apparently I'm just not sleeping well when I do that. So I'm trying. I don't know. Maybe I'll just start taking like a fucking nighttime pill and knocking myself out every night.
Melatonin, baby. Maybe this is why you like coffee so much, is because you're never rested.
Actually, I have noticed that sometimes I'll get really tired in the middle of the day, and I drinking the coffee helps so much. The Soul Taker said, I'd like to ask for an art program I can use for streaming. Lately, my Medibang has been acting up when I stream on Discord. Just for me, though, the problem is the screen flashes. I don't personally know anything about streaming on Discord or an art program that you use to stream. I mean, we just use Streamlabs when we stream.
Yeah.
Like we just
Photoshop. Obviously.
Yeah, we just record the screen. I don't know if you're saying like photos or like what you used to draw messes with the streaming program. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't either. Just use Streamlabs or OBS. Is there a difference? I don't know.
Yes, there is a difference.
What do we use?
We use Streamlabs.
Okay, then do that.
Opinions on the new Lil Uzi Vert album that isn't so new anymore. Okay, I've listened to a few songs off of this because I was curious. I listened to his whatever. Like I like, what the fuck is the song called? His cover of Chop Suey, the System of a Down song. Fucking awful. I could not believe how bad it was because it's not a cover. It's like they just took the song. Lil Uzi Vert just took the song and just like rapped over it. And then that's like weird because it's this like metal song and that's kind of weird. But then just like disappears halfway through the song. Like he doing the verse and shit like that, and then Lil Uzi's just like, fuck it, and it just disappears. I don't know how to describe it. It's really weird. It's really strange. The few other songs I listened to were fine. They were Lil Uzi songs. Sometimes I fuck with Lil Uzi, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood. But they I mean, I don't know. They seem par for the course. But that's the I think on the album it's literally just called CS. I don't know if it's like trying to hide what it is, but it was certainly something. I can say that.
I haven't listened to it, so historically, I'm not a big Lil Uzi fan.
Yeah, I'm not really either. But every once in a while, like one of the songs will like earworm its way into my brain.
Bryce is slightly more new head than I am.
That's fair. What's good, guys? What's really good? Looking forward to meeting you both at BCC this weekend. Yes, Rob Kerr. Looking forward to meeting you too.
Hell yeah, man. Come hang out. We vibe. We have a good time.
Everyone will get to interact with us in person. They'll see how awkward I am.
I don't know. You can kind of
I can
turn
snap it
a little
on.
bit.
Yeah. Scott will
if
be the
something
one that
goes
has to see awkward.
slightly wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited to meet all the iconic guys. I'm excited to meet the fans. You know, everything we do for the fans.
Scrub said I got my Gurren Lagann tattoo finished. I saw you posted on Discord, didn't you? I saw it the other day.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I meant to comment on it if I didn't, my bad. But yeah, no, it looks really cool.
You forgetting to respond to something?
That's me, baby.
Because you don't get enough sleep.
You should at least take melatonin. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll start popping melatonin. My dad takes melatonin.
I was always under the impression that it was one of those things that, like, if you take it every once in a while, it's fine. But if you take it, like...
Yeah, that's how it is, yeah. If you are dependent on
constantly.
it, it's not good.
You know, strangely enough, something else that's like that is nasal spray.
Really?
Yeah, if you use a lot of nasal spray, you have to use more, because your sinuses stop producing enough mucus or something to keep it coated.
Hmm.
I learned that because my mom uses a lot of nasal spray. So
I did when I was younger because of my sinus problems, but I haven't in a long time.
The only time I tried to use it was when I had a really bad cold. It might have been when I had COVID, actually. I don't remember. But I tried, and it just I guess I didn't do it right, and it just shot a stream of liquid up my nose, and I choked on it, almost vomited.
I mean, it can be a little violent. You know, you gotta be a little careful with your sinus spray.
Well, I'm careful by just not doing it.
Just not getting sick. You're impervious to sickness.
I just simply command my body to not be sick anymore.
Hopefully we're not sick at the end of the con.
You know, I was thinking, I was trying to decide if I should wear a mask just because of that. Just because,
you don't want to get con crud?
I just don't want to get con crud because everyone gets it.
Everyone. Every time they go. It's just part of it. It's like a thing that you have to accept. I don't even know if wearing a mask would help you, to be honest.
The problem is you touch shit, you're shaking people's hands and doing stuff. And honestly, because Bryce and I work from home, our immune systems kind of suck.
That is true. Yeah.
We definitely.
If we go in a big crowd, there's a very high chance we'll both be sick. But so carry around hand sanitizer. That wouldn't have been a bad idea to get hand sanitizer, but what's done is done.
I have hand sanitizer right next to me.
Can you take that on a plane?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. We have hand sanitizer. I bought you floss. You shut your fucking whore mouth.
Wow.
I bought you all of the hygiene stuff you are taking with you. Literally all of it.
That's true. But I picked out our seats on... Oh, yeah, I picked out our plane seats.
Wait, what?
Well, we got to... it was 24 hours before your flight. You have to check in with the airport to make sure you're still good. And so I got to pick our plane seats because that's when you do that.
Oh. The email had seats listed, so I just assumed those were our seats.
No. Don't be silly.
Anyway, are we sitting next to each other?
On all of the flights except for one.
Which one?
And on that one, we're sitting if the aisle is here and the seats are here, because they're in either rows of either 2 or 3. So if these are the seats, I'm sitting right here, you're sitting right here. So we're pretty much next to each other on every flight.
Interesting.
Bryce is nervous that he's gonna get lost.
I'm a little nervous. I've never flown before. I've never done anything like this. So it'll be all new. I didn't even know that you got to pick your seat until Scott told me. I'm used to trains and buses where it's a fucking free-for-all.
Yeah, they don't do that on airplanes.
I mean, it seems smarter. How many flights?
Also, trains and buses, you get on and off, like it stops and stuff. You don't do that with a plane. you can't get on in mid-flight.
How many flights do you guys have to take? 4?
Yeah, 4.
So it's not too bad.
Because we have a layover each way. There and back.
Flying is fine. It's just a headache. That's the only. That's the thing I'm mostly nervous about. Everyone has just told me about how much a hassle flying is. I don't know if they've oversold it for me, and I just like think it's gonna be like the worst thing in the world, or if that's just how it actually is.
I think it's because I was the same way. Like everyone just told me how terrible it's gonna be. I didn't have that bad of an experience. I've flown a few times.
They lost your bag. They put your bag on another plane.
Well, that's true, but that was kind of my fault. But yes, they did try and send my suitcase to like Vermont.
Yeah.
But I got it back. It's fine.
And that's all that matters.
The only bad experience I really had was when I flew to Seattle. I had a layover so leaving from Kentucky to fly to Seattle, I had a layover in Washington D.C. So it took me all the way to the West Coast to fly to the very furthest possible point in the continental United States. And so I was in the air for like 5.5 hours. I had a terrible headache by the time I got off of the plane. I also hit my head getting off of the plane. I almost gave myself a concussion.
That's pretty funny. The only time like our flights tomorrow aren't too bad, but the flights back when we come home, we're not going to be getting back here until like midnight.
Yeah, or even 1.
Yeah, midnight, assuming everything goes it's supposed to. But yeah, so I don't know how much work we'll be doing Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we won't be streaming Monday, by the way. We won't be here.
But thankfully, we only have one checked bag, which is going to be our banner. Which hopefully we don't
that's
have
like
any headaches about.
$60, by the way.
Oh, the checked bag? That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Wait, for every flight or just once?
Once. Well, it's $30 twice.
Okay, I understand. For a minute, I thought you meant for all fucking 4 flights, it was going to be $60.
No. Yeah, I just have this terrible feeling that banner is going to get destroyed.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it'll be fine because it's literally encased in metal. Do I think the metal might get just dinged all to fucking hell? Maybe. I think the banner will be fine. Scott, we did literally drop the banner already. We did. I mean, we probably, if any damage could be done to it, that was probably the highest moment when you let go of it and it fucking flew back to the earth.
It wasn't because I let go of it. It was because I
you tried to move it?
Foot. Yeah, while it was extended, and that was. I can almost guarantee you that at one point during the convention, that's going to happen and scare the shit out of you.
Probably, maybe literally.
You got scared when I turned around yesterday.
That is true. I almost re-broke my ankle.
You're very jumpy. You're a jumpy guy.
I am a very jumpy person. That is one thing. People, if they meet me in person, I hope they don't realize about me. Is that if I am not prepared to speak, or if I am like looking the other way or something, you say I am scared of the world. I don't know how to describe it. It's not really like a fear thing. It's just for some reason, I get really startled. Also, loud noises really get to me. I really can't stand like loud noise. I'm a jumpy guy. I'm
It's
like
not even just that.
you know,
You're
you know, like dogs, how they get scared of things. I'm kind of like the dog that would hide like during a thunderstorm. That's kind of a good comparison.
you it's not even when you're just looking away or you sometimes you just aren't paying attention.
It's true.
You've
I
been
do turn
looking
off.
right at me before, and I've said something and it scared you. Like you were looking right at me. I spoke and you go, huh? Huh?
There have also been I also do this thing, and this is the one I really hope no one experiences, where sometimes I just don't listen to what people are saying to me. And now that sounds really rude, but hold on, let me cook. Sometimes it's not like I'm trying to be rude thing. Sometimes my brain just like shuts off for a few minutes, and I just like disappear. It's literally like I power off, and I'll just like lose like a few minutes of my life. Maybe it's from the not sleeping. Maybe I have some like weird condition. I don't know. But yeah, like Scott and I, it happened literally just like the other day. Scott and I were working, and he said something to me. Like he said a whole big thing, like 5 minutes worth. And then at the end of it, he was like, "What do you think?" And I just sat there silently for a minute, and then I was like, "Were you talking?" And he had to repeat everything. But he doesn't get mad at me because he's been with this for years. He doesn't care. It doesn't bother him because he's been dealing with this for about 15 years. And if it does bother him, he knows I'm not going to change.
That's true. You are hopeless.
I have to really try to pay attention to things. Bye, Scrub.
Your Amy put it really succinctly when she said that you were the human version of Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, I really pissed me off when she said that because I was like, God damn it, that's perfect. That's the best way. Anyone that's met Scott's dog Thor would probably agree. I wish
I could explain Thor. I wish that I could explain to people what he's like, but I just don't think it's possible.
You don't even, it's like, kind of like every time you spend time with him, you realize more and more what he's like. Like it's not even like he is just an enigma. I don't know.
I've known Bryce since I've had this dog, and I've tried to explain him, but I don't think that Bryce really got it until he met him.
He loves me.
Got to spend time with him. That's true.
Thor fucking
you let him bite your hands.
Yeah, he bites my hands. Well, it's weird when I say he loves me and then I start with he bites my hands. But he really that's like a thing he does. Like he kind of has this thing where like the dark passenger in him takes over. And like he'll be totally nice and normal, and then he wants to play, and he loses all sight of what the world is like. He starts like biting and scratching, and he goes crazy. But if he thinks or realizes he hurts you once, it ruins tonight. Like, so you really have to pretend he's not biting the shit out of your hand, or else he totally goes like, I don't know. It really upsets him. If you really, and then
it's also one person at a time. Like
it is, yeah.
Usually when Bryce is over, he'll be doing it to Bryce. Last time it was me. And I could not pay any attention to Bryce.
I could not. It's really funny because he has three phases during the dark passenger mode. He has going crazy, which is kind of like the zoomies, but imagine if the zoomies, instead of running around, it was biting your hand, and it's kind of like he's biting your hand, and you're like shaking your hand, like throwing them back and forth, and like he kind of like, that's the only way I can think to describe it. And then there's the licking phase, which is where he thinks he's hurt you, and so he just starts licking you over and over and over, and he will not stop until you reactivate the playing modes phase. And by reactivate, I mean you put your hand back in his mouth, and you start to shake your arm again, and he starts to go crazy again. Then there's the third phase. This is not a specific phase, it is spliced in randomly. So he'll be biting you, and then he starts humping you furiously. He just has to get it out of him. And then you shake your arm, and then you get him off, and he licks you. And then he goes from licking to humping. Like he's like, it's very strange. He'll be in the middle of like biting and playing, and all of a sudden he's like, holy shit! And he goes, and he like starts like humping you like crazy, and you gotta like get him off. He's a good dog.
There are also times where you'll tell him to stop, and you can tell that he's trying. Like he's making every effort in his body to not do it, but he's just like shaking.
He'll literally sit there shaking, like looking, and you can tell he wants to be a good dog so bad. Like he doesn't want to get in trouble. But the problem is if you upset the balance even the slightest bit, you've undone all the progress in settling him down.
Well, also he's so like fuck withable. I don't know. Like, you just want to bother him.
Well, he wants to be bothered. Like, he's that kind of, like, he wants you to mess with them and play with them and like be goofy with them. So like, until he's done. Once he's done, you'll know, because he'll stop and he'll just throw himself on the floor and go to sleep. Like, it's literally like, it's like he's like, I'm tired now. Or he'll kick you out of your seat. Like, he'll get in your seat and he'll just start sitting on you until you get up and give him the seat. Especially if you're next to his dog.
Anytime I get up, if I get up, he gets in my seat every time.
He does that with everybody.
Several times.
He steals everyone's seat. If there isn't, even if he doesn't want it, if someone gets up, the first thing he does is hop in their seat.
He thinks it's funny.
And then like you come back and you'll be like, Thor, and he'll kind of be like lowering his head and like smirking at you. Like, he's like, I know I did this. What are you gonna do about it? And he wants you to bother him. He wants you to like play with him. That's why he does it.
He's a good dog. Could you imagine him on an airplane?
No. Yeah, but dark passenger mode, just biting people's hands. Yeah, every time I go over there, it makes me want a dog. Scott, Miami, the last time we came back from Scott's, which was just on Saturday, like, I was like, we all watched the UFC show and ate dinner and everything. I was like, do you have a good time? And she's like, yeah, UFC show was fun. And then she paused. She goes, Thor just makes me want a dog. Don't you just want a dog like Thor? Did you see him playing with Scott? He was so cute. I just wish we could have Thor. He's a good dog.
Problem is, he's one of a kind. I've had many dogs in my life. I've never had a dog quite like Thor.
I hope that if I get a dog, if I get a puppy, and we raise him with Thor, that he will he will grab traits from Thor and he will become more like Thor.
See, that's what I would be worried about if I got another dog. I don't know if I could handle two of them.
Now, two, especially if their crazy times are different from each other. Actually, that might be. If they're both doing it at the same time, you have both on one arm. I don't know what you do. They hit you with like the double hump.
Also, Thor. This is the Thor episode of the stream. He's really stubborn about like everything. Even if sometimes he'll make up his mind that he wants to walk a certain path. Like, he wants to walk in between the couch and like somebody's legs, and if he can't do it, he just sits there and fucking whines. Even if he can get around.
Even if there is a better way around. Like, if there's like a smarter path to take, he just gets like pissy.
It's like he's a Minecraft zombie before they fix the pathfinding.
Here, there's a really funny situation. This is the one time he was at my house, and me and my Amy were on the couch, and this is right after I broke my ankle, and the coffee table was in front of us. And our feet were, on the floor, so it was like there wasn't really much room to walk. And he decided that instead of walking around the coffee table, he wanted to walk in front of our feet and between the coffee table. And this is like what he had decided. And there was he just like, he tried, he like literally bumped his head into my legs a few times, and he like sat there and he's like stewed for a minute or two. And this is the problem with Thor here, is that if you attempt to make any adjustment to help him, it actually only pisses him off. So if you go, okay, I know he wouldn't want to walk around the table, I'm going to move the coffee table so he has more room. That he doesn't like that. That's like, it's like you're triggering some kind of like, what, do you think I can't do it in him? And so in this time, I remember like Miami raised her legs up and I raised my legs up and I start to push the coffee table, and he was like, no. And he just ran through it as quick as he could and just slammed his head into my fucking broken ankle and just like barreled past. Just did not, he was like he had to get out before I helped him. And then he just ran away. He also,
he's a good dog.
Some other quirks of him that I've learned. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna just try and name Thor quirks, Scott. Okay. So he likes doors being open to the point where if he comes over my house, first thing he has to do is he has to go upstairs and open all my doors. If he cannot open one of our doors, he sits there and cries until someone comes up and opens one of the doors for him. I don't know why. 2, he will not eat if the door next to him is not open. Like, Scott's office is next to where his food bowl is. True. So if you give him food, he won't eat until you open the door. I don't know. It's weird. I'm trying to think. There are more. He eats grass, but that's a more common dog thing. Another
I've seen
one.
him eat grass and poop at the same time. That's a really funny visual.
This is one thing that I feel like I've experienced more than Scott, just because of how many times he has to run up the steps first. If you bring him in, or if you like come down, he will say like when me and Amy come in to Scott's house, he'll because the entrance to Scott's house there's a big set of stairs that take you all the way to the top. So he'll run all the way down to greet us. Half the time he'll fall, because he has like no like hand paw coordination. And like he'll run all the way down, he'll get to us and be like, oh my god, you guys are here, I'm so excited. He'll run behind us and be like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then he'll run all the way upstairs. Like he'll like sprint past us to the point where if I'm trying to walk, if there's not enough room, he'll just do that thing where he's made up his mind and he'll just push past us and just go all the way up top. Yeah, that's another one. I know there are more, but those are the ones that stick out to me the most. Oh, he goes crazy for French fries. If someone's eating French fries near him, especially McDonald's French fries, it loses his fucking mind. He loses all sense of the dark passenger takes over.
He also he'll drool if somebody has McDonald's French fries. He doesn't drool any other time.
And he's scared of the trash can.
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of. I have this trash can in my kitchen, and it has an electric lid. So you like hover over it, and it opens automatically. And it's pretty tight. For some reason, he is terrified of this lid. Like anytime, sometimes I'll like if I'm changing the garbage bag, I'll put it in the floor. He won't walk by it. So like, let me pull up my illustration here. So like my kitchen, right? The layout is like, so you have a bar here, the walls here, you have like a bar. This is the kitchen area. Like this is the sink and whatnot. This is the living room, and my couch is right here. Okay. The trash can goes right here. Sometimes I'll take the lid off and put it right here while I'm changing the trash can lid. And so Thor, he will not walk this way. He will stop right here and just cry because the lid is right here. And he's afraid that if he walks by it, it'll open automatically. I've actually seen him when we go over to Bryce's house, he will stop and he won't walk near Bryce's trash can because he doesn't know that Bryce's isn't electric.
He's also afraid of your guys' table.
That's true, but that's because he hits his head on it like an idiot.
He does. When he gets really playful, he'll get under the table and try and jump on the couch and hit his head on the table. And it doesn't matter
also,
how far.
He was scared of Bryce's crutches, so like when he first got him, so like one time we just blocked a walkway with Bryce's crutches, and Thor wouldn't walk past them.
You say blocked? I mean, we literally just set them on the floor, and he just.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
He just wouldn't do it. He just would not do it.
He's a weird dog.
Wait, Bryce and Scott are Bryce and Scott. Always thought it was just one guy. Same. Yeah. I'm Bryce.
Yeah.
I write our books. Scott draws them. Hello. If you look at their Twitter, it makes sense that you think Bryce has his own. I do have my own Twitter. I just don't use it. It's Bryce Beal Writer if you want to follow me. But I just never use it because there's a reason Scott's the social media guy of us two. I'm an awful.
One time you really tried to make an effort.
Yeah, I've tried a few different times, and then I just can't do it. It just like sucks my soul out of my body every time I do it. I started the Discord. That's on me.
That's true.
These days I don't talk as much in the Discord as I used to either, but
you're like a mythical feature or like creature. Like you'll be like, "Hey guys," and they'll be like, "Oh shit, Bryce is here." Weird.
You're kind of getting like that too, though.
I'm in there more than you, though.
Yeah, but whenever you show up, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's Scott." Except for people that have been there for a long time.
I was gonna say,
it depends on if
sometimes
there's people that
have been there. What can I say? I'm a busy guy.
Social media is very soul-sucking. That's true. I do agree with you. But for me, it's not that social media. It's that it's social. I just don't. I'm a very antisocial person, and that's a really corny thing I think to say. I think like when you say that, people are like, "Oh yeah," but like legit, you can ask Scott. I go out of my way to avoid interacting with people. It's been a very big change from living in Baltimore, where I grew up, to living here in Kentucky, because everyone fucking talks to you here. I don't know. It's very different from how I was raised. I was raised that you don't talk to people. So I'm getting at it. I'm getting better.
I saw a Reddit post earlier today that was like, this wraps back around to what we were talking about, but it was like r/unpopular opinions, and it was somebody being like, going out to eat is terrible. Like, I don't understand why people like it. And like he is this whole long post, and one of the points was like, oh, and then it's the work. It takes so much time. You have to put clothes on and go outside. And I was like, that's Bryce. I swear to
that
God,
is
that's
actually me. That is literally me. Yeah. I used to be a lot worse about it. I used to be a lot worse, but I'm getting better. Like I said, being in an environment where other people interact with me first a lot has helped. But that's not how shit is in Baltimore.
I used to be so bad at drawing.
Yeah.
Still am, but I used to be too.
It's impressive that it's been this much time and you're still bad.
Right?
Well, Scott, what are you looking most forward to in Texas that is not the convention?
I'm pretty excited to go to that. Help me with the name.
Kinokuniya.
Kinokuniya.
Kino.
Because
Kuniya.
yeah, right. That's what I said. Anyways, so I'm pretty excited to go there because the only thing I know about it is that they have Ghibli merch, and I only know that because every time we go see a Ghibli movie for Ghibli Fest, they have commercials for it. So I'm gonna go buy some Ghibli shit. So I guess that and I want to eat at Whataburger because that's like the Texas.
That is true.
In-N-Out.
I feel like I always hear that it's actually shit though.
Yeah, that's kind of, well, I feel like I hear that when anybody from a region with
Like
a famous, yeah, like when people from Texas go try In-N-Out, like they don't like it. When people from, like vice versa, like I think it's just whatever you grew up with. Now we don't have any famous regional burger chain here. We just have like Five Guys. So
yeah, but Five Guys is pretty fucking good.
it's pretty tight, but hopefully this is better.
That's a high bar to set. You should not go in hoping it's better than Five Guys.
Actually, I guess I hope it's not better because then
that would really
eat
suck.
it.
I'm most excited for Texas barbecue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you always hear about Texas barbecue. That and Memphis barbecue.
I'm a big barbecue guy. Being partially raised in a butcher shop, I've eaten a lot of barbecue in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a big. I ate a lot of barbecue when I was younger. Because I was partially raised in a butcher shop.
Did you ever kill a cow?
No, but one of my earliest memories as a kid was my dad taking me into the butcher shop to buy some stuff, and then just having dead cows like skinned hanging from the ceiling that you could buy. I was like, tight. Scared the shit out of me actually as a kid. I ran out crying.
Dude, you cried at everything as a kid.
Yeah, I was like 5 here though. Like I was young. But yeah, my family owns a relatively well-known butcher shop in northern Maryland. So that's pretty tight. Well, they still own it, I guess. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time there as a kid when I would go up to see my dad's side of the family. In the butcher shop. My dad worked there for a long time. As far as he's always told me. I don't know what my dad did. I don't know if my dad did any animal murdering, but
I know that my grandmother, one of her earliest memories, is going to like her aunt's house, and her aunt showing her how to break a chicken's neck.
Tight.
She likes to tell that story.
I remember when I was a kid, at where the butcher shop is. The way it works is like, there was one of my family members' houses, and then there was like a driveway. If you went through that driveway, it took you down to like the butcher shop, and then behind it was where all the animals were, so like all the cows and the goats and the chickens and everything. And then there was like a big barn next to that, and there was like another house or two that were owned by the different family members. They just kind of all congregated. They bought those houses a long time ago when they were super cheap, because they're all pretty old now. And I remember every year they used to do like a hayride. I don't know how common this is in other places. I'm assuming you know what I mean, Scott.
A hayride, yeah.
Yeah. But it's essentially, and they did it every Halloween specifically. So they would do like a Halloween hayride where it'd be like, you get on the back of the truck and there's fucking hay, and like teenagers would come out and scare you and stuff. But it was like really controlled. Like it was done by my family. I remember one year I went, and my dad took me. It was the first time I'd ever gone. I was like 7 or 8. And I did not know anything about what I was going to experience. It scared the hell out of me. I thought it was all real. I thought we were under attack. and so my dad took me back afterwards, and I was really sad. I was really scared. And I remember he gave me a blow pop, and it made my whole night better. I don't know. I just remember that I remember him being like, here you go. Look at all the candy you got. Look, blah, blah. And he handed me like a fucking cherry blow pop or something. And I was like tight, and then I was in a better mood.
I just said you cried at everything as a kid.
My dad's old house, when there was a while where my parents were split up when I was younger, and so I have to go up to northern Maryland, up near Pennsylvania, to see my dad, not hang out with him. I'd spend like a week or two up there. And I remember the house he had was this really small little like farming house with like a huge field of corn in front of it. So like you had one of those like long driveways that goes through the corn. This was my little experience with being a Southern Boy Scout, kind of like you. This is what I had as a kid. As you drive up, and that's where but from the thing next door to this house was a church with a graveyard. And so every night in the middle of the night, I'd wake up because there'd be this bright ass church light on, just highlighting all the graves. Terrified me as a little kid.
Tell us about more times you cried as a kid.
No, I didn't cry then. I just said it scared me. Come on, Scott, please. I didn't cry that much.
No, not you.
You know what's weird though? I used to cry when I was a kid. I got scared by a lot. Like I was really easily scared, and I'd cry a lot. But I would never cry at pain. That was the thing. My dad would always point this out to me. That he would always like be, because I remember one time it was the first day of 6th grade had just ended, or 7th grade. I think it was 6th grade. And I think I've talked about this. I cried on my first day of 6th grade because I couldn't get my locker open. So that ties into this. Hold on. So I did that, and then I remember I was at home that night, and I was running down the stairs, and we had metal stairs into our basement, and I slipped on the metal stairs and I sliced my toe open, like bad. Like I had to go to the doctor, and they thought I needed stitches, but I thankfully didn't. But it was really bad. It bled a bunch. I didn't cry at all. And I remember my dad was like, "Son, I'm so proud of you because you didn't cry at all during this is a bad cut. It bled a lot. I could tell you were in a lot of pain, but you didn't cry at all." And I was like, "Yeah, Dad." And like I said, I cried about the locker thing. I don't know. It's just, the juxtaposition of Bryce is a hard thing to understand.
This is why we say that you're the human Thor.
I am a hard person to fully comprehend. I would not say I'm deep. I would not say there's logic to any of it. Feline said you should give the flower scarf thingy multiple colors segmented like.
I thought about that, but it's
Lazy.
a lot of work.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I might. We'll see. We will see.
Here, I'll talk about another time I got scared. My dad brings this one up all the time. This is like my dad's like embarrassing Bryce story that he loves to tell, which is great because it's actually not that embarrassing. There's way worse stories you could tell. I don't know why this is the one. But one time when I was a kid, when I was up there like the farm with him, he was taking me outside, and he was like, "I want to show you this cool thing I found. I want to show you this cool thing I found." And he took me down, and I guess this was like a father being like, "Son, look, here's a boy thing that you'll like." And he was showing me like a snake had shed its skin and left its skin on the ground. Well, he showed it to me, and he's like, "Look, isn't this cool?" And he said he looked back, and I had ran all the way home because I thought it was a snake. And so he showed it to me, and he crouched down to like grab it and show it to me. And then he said when he looked back, I was in the door of the house, like I'd bolted all the way across the field back home.
God damn.
So he likes to tell that story. So that's me.
That's you.
But I'm not like that no more.
Ah.
Ah,
Ah.
ah. Lucia banana
Did you
outfit
ever have
when?
those?
Damn.
What outfit?
Banana outfit? You just talked over me.
Is that like a thing, like a meme that I'm missing, or is
I don't know.
you just actually just like want me to get like a banana outfit?
I'm just
I
reading
know
a comment.
you don't know. I'm asking the person that left the comment.
Oh. Okay.
What the fuck? I don't give a shit what you think.
Why? I didn't know if you were talking to me or not.
No one's talking to you. You suck.
Anyway, what
Go
were you
cry.
saying?
What?
Scott likes Chinese food again. We talked about that last stream. That's old content at this point.
Yeah, catch up. Come on.
Anyway, fucking come on. Did you ever?
was I saying?
I don't know. You said like, did you ever? We were talking about
Oh,
farms.
did you ever have those plastic snakes as
Yeah, I know
as
what
a
you mean.
kid?
Uh-huh.
Man, we had one of those, and I would I remember I pranked my grandparents with it,
Uh-huh.
and this was the only time that my grandparents were ever angry with me, that I scared them with a fake rubber snake.
I think every kid has that one thing where it's like they do a prank, and the worst thing it's never like the one where you went too far. Like I think every kid has some kind of prank or something where they went too far, but it's always like the one that's like kind of innocuous. Like the rubber snake thing doesn't sound like it was that bad.
No, it wasn't. It's just my grandmother was really afraid of snakes. But yeah, that was me being a bad boy as a kid.
Did you ever play Jake the Snake in school?
No.
Okay, so I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what we called it. And okay, I'm gonna tell this, and it's gonna sound like I'm making some kind of joke or innuendo, but I'm being serious. So my gym teacher used to have this thing that he would call Jake the Snake that he would pull out. And it was
whoa.
Wait,
What do you? Whoa. Can we talk about this on stream?
So he would go into like the gym's closet, and he would come back with it was a ball with a rope tied around it, and he would stand in the this is like elementary school. He would stand in the middle of all of us. He'd make us stand in a circle, and he would swing the ball around, and you had to jump over it. And if you didn't, you just got fucking hit by it, and you fell, and you were out. I don't actually remember. But I think that's what happened. But that was the game. It was like the last person that didn't get hit by Jake the Snake won. Did anyone else do this?
I think that your gym teacher just beat the shit out of.
Did anyone else
kids?
play with Jake the Snake? Does anyone know what I'm
tell
talking
people
about?
this. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll keep it to myself. I wonder if Shroom remembers that.
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, Jake the Snake.
What the fuck?
So, I don't know.
So that section's going up on YouTube, right?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I very vividly remember that it was called Jake the Snake. And I just remember when he used to be like, "Kid, you want to play?" Because it wouldn't be like, like we would do like our football.
Was it like a punishment?
No, it was like, hey, we finished our football or baseball or whatever we're playing early for the day. You kids want to play around at Jake the Snake before you leave? And we'd all be like, yeah. Then
You didn't upload yesterday's VOD to YouTube, Bryce.
Yeah, I fucking know what I didn't do. Okay.
We've not uploaded anything. To
Hey,
YouTube
guess
in
what?
3 weeks.
Hey, guess what? It wasn't yesterday's VOD, you fucking idiot. It was Monday's VOD. Why don't you get your
That's
shit? I'm
even
gonna
worse.
make you play fucking Jake the Snake.
That's even worse. This
Yeah,
is more time.
Yeah, I realized before stream that I forgot to do that and the highlights, but I figure I'll do it when I come back.
What happened to the demon lady OC? Misha? Ingo adopted her.
I have a weird track record with gym teachers. My middle school gym teacher got pregnant and had to leave in the middle of the school year. Because we had this our middle school situation was weird. We had like a really old male.
That was
teacher.
your weird experience. Hold on, that was your weird experience.
Well, hold on.
She got pregnant.
Hold on. I can't fucking tell the experience if you keep fucking talking. Sorry. So we had a female teacher and we had a male teacher, and the male teacher was very old. And I don't remember anything about him except for one random little thing where one time I remember I was actually this well, I don't know. I feel like now that I think about this, it's kind of a weird thing to dig up, but I do remember one time I was changing and he walked up to me and he was like, Bryce, you're looking pretty good. And I was like, okay. And he walked away. I don't know. I just remember that. That's my only memory of him. But anyway, now that I think about it, it's kind of weird. But anyway.
The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I just randomly dug that up. But anyway, we had this younger male teacher that appeared for like a week. I don't remember why he was there. I don't remember what his purpose was. But he was like the assistant male teacher who would teach us boys. I don't know. And he was there for a week. And he got the girl teacher pregnant. And so they both had to go. I don't know. That's the whole story. It was very obvious. Like he banged her, got her pregnant, and had new teachers. Except for the old male teacher stayed. I don't remember his name. I don't remember anything about him. I just have that one weird memory of him. It wasn't that weird when he came. I wasn't like naked. I just had my shirt off.
Huh.
So
these are some complex feelings. Maybe we need to dig into these after stream.
No, I'm okay. I don't want to dig any further.
You don't know what you're gonna uncover?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How have I never heard about this? I've known you for a million years.
The gym teacher story?
But yeah, both of them.
The Jake the Snake one? I've never talked about Jake the Snake.
I don't remember it.
Huh. Well, Jake the Snake was the funny thing. I honestly had forgotten about the male teacher coming up to me until I literally was telling that story right there. I just randomly, because I remember that because I was like, that was like, he said it to me, and I remember telling my sister that, and her being like, what? And me being like, yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, kind of weird.
I don't know. I just dug that up because I think he said something a little more specific than that to me. I think it was something about like my muscles. But I don't remember. Anyway, let's move away from whatever weird memory that is. And
Jesus Christ.
I in gym class, I saw my first fight in 6th grade gym class.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I remember there were two kids. And we were playing, we played something in gym. I don't remember what. It was like football or basketball or something. And the way my middle school worked was like the gym was here, and then like on the other end were the doors, and you walk through, and there were stairs that went down, and then on the left side there were more stairs, and they took you to like a landing that led to the boys' locker room, and on the right side was the girls' locker room, whatever. And so what would happen is we'd finish gym, and while everyone was putting their stuff away, we'd all go down, and we'd have to wait in that little like landing area for the gym teacher to come unlock the locker room doors. And I remember I remember the two kids, I won't say their names, and I remember they were standing there, and they were like, bro, you fucked up during that game. And this guy was like, bro, you fucked up during that game. And they just kind of had like a gentleman's agreement. Like, I don't want to say, they were just kind of like, we fight? And he was like, we fight. And they just beat the shit out of each other for like 2 minutes. I mean, it was literally like rolled their sleeves up, like, and just like punch, broke each other's fucking noses, blood everywhere. And then afterwards, we're just like, cool. and just walked away, and just both got suspended. It was crazy. I've seen many fights in my school time. I saw many people go crazy and beat the shit out of each other, but this was like, I swear to God, it was like a duel. Like, it was like they both agreed. I swear to God, they might have shaken hands. I don't remember. I just remember so vividly because I saw it and I was like, is this how fights are? This is what fights are like in school? And then like a week later, I watched two girls throw desks at each other and fucking tackle each other, and it was very, very different. It taught me that that's not what fights are. I think I've told that one of my favorite fight stories of all time is I remember I was waiting in middle school. I was waiting to go into school, and there was this girl standing outside, like talking, doing whatever, and this car pulls up. I mean, like pulls up, peels wheels into the thing, and the back door flies open, and this girl gets out, and her dad is like, beat her ass, and this girl walks up, throws her binder down. These two girls beat the shit out of each other, and then she just gets back in the car, and her dad's like, yeah, and they pull off. I don't know, it always stuck with me because it was so like everyone cheered, like it was really World Star. I don't know, everyone was like, yeah. I don't know. I think Shroom was there for that one, so he actually might remember what I'm talking about. I know he wasn't there. Your school is full of insane people. This is Baltimore. I mean, I don't know. This is what happens when you're in a school in a shitty area. I don't know. That's just how life is. I probably saw 15 to 20 fights from middle school to high school. I mean, I don't know. It's just part of it.
Yeah, there were a lot of fights in my school. I was in a few of them.
I watched a cop full-on body slam a girl trying to intercept
I watched a similar thing. It's my favorite fight story. There was this large woman, and she was like not just fat, like tall, like probably 6.5 feet tall, just like an absolute tank. And she started fighting this other woman, and they're like, they're doing the normal stuff. They're pulling each other's hair, they're punching each other, and all of a sudden this cop comes up, lifts her into the air, and slams her on a cafeteria table. It was awesome. It was like something out of wrestling.
Yeah, I saw
like a pro wrestling fight.
I saw something similar in the cafeteria. A lot of fights happen in the cafeteria in high school, at least in my experience. That's where, because that's just where everyone's congregated. But yeah, it was like these few girls. I don't even remember the full situation. I just remember that it was a few different girls were like all coming at each other, like doing the whole fucking like, what, you talking shit, like it was like that kind of thing where like the fight's about to start, and then yeah, it's fucking dude just fucking I remember, because I think it was two cops, like I think they both grabbed one girl. I remember one guy like grabbed the girl and pulled her. One guy fucking grabbed the girl, like hooked his hands around her back and just like launched her behind him. I remember that. Yeah, that the gnarliest fight I've probably ever seen. I remember in, I think this was like 6th or 7th grade, there were these two girls that were arguing in my art class, and they got into a fight. And I remember it was art class. I remember we were making clay. We were making like little clay things or something. And they fucking flipped their desks and just started beating the shit out of each other. But they were fighting just like, I don't know if your art classes were ever like this, Scott, but they always had weird ass desk layouts compared to other classrooms where like they fucking like curved around each other, and like it was really strange. And so like they were fighting, but they had no room to fight. And so they were just like toppling desks and punching through desks, and fucking pieces of clay were breaking everywhere. It's crazy. I actually think, I could be wrong about this, but I think the girl that was in that fight was actually the girl who I watched jump out of the car and fight another girl like a year later. I think it might have been the same, not the same two girls fighting, but I think that specific girl. But I could be wrong about that.
Well, that's just how it is, or how it was, right? It's like the people that got into fights were the people that got into fights. So like,
yeah,
they were in several usually.
Yeah, my sister, I remember she told, because my sister went to the same high school as me, she got to see, she was like, yeah, one time I walked out of a classroom and there was two girls fighting, and this one girl was on top of this other girl, grabbing her head and just slamming it into the ground over and over. And she was like, and then after that we had cops at the school, like permanently. I don't know, there were always cops in my school. As in like, we had like a security guard at our school. I saw a few guy fights. I will say every guy fight I saw, they weren't all as like like routine and cordial as that first one I described earlier, but they were actually always a lot calmer than the girl fights. The girl fights were crazy shit. That was when they became just unbridled chaos, and like people would have died like if left like ungrabbed. The guy fights always ended. Like, I don't want to say it other than that. Like, they always actually, like, they had a stopping point where the guys are like, okay, we're done. I don't know if it was.
Well, sometimes, you know, you gotta solve your problems, you know.
I mean, I almost got into a fight in school. I remember the only time I ever came close to getting into a fight is there was this one kid who I was friends with. He was part of our friend group, me and Shroom's friend group. And he used to always shit on me about the music I listened to back in the day. Like just everything. Like anytime I would talk about a band, he'd give me shit for it. And I remember one time I was talking about a Day to Remember who I really loved when I was in like early high school. And I was saying something and he was just giving me all this fucking shit. And I remember at just some point I just had enough. And I was just like, I'm going to kick your ass. Like if I see you again, like the next time I see you, straight up, I'm going to kick your ass. And I didn't see him for a week. He ducked me every opportunity. And so by the time I did see him again, I was so like over it at that point that I made good with him. I was just like, yeah, I just don't care enough anymore. I was like, you avoided me long enough that I don't care about fighting you anymore. And we were fine after that.
Sometimes you got to take him to the school of hard knocks.
I was ready to. I remember my dad was driving me to school that morning, the first morning of that week where he dodged me, and he was like, "Now, son, I hear that you have some issues with another man, and might be getting into a fight." And I remember I looked at him and I was like, I was nervous. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna yell at me. He's gonna tell me not to." And my dad was like, "Just make sure you kick his ass. Like if you're gonna get suspended, don't get your ass beat." And he's like, and also
That's
don't.
just your dad though.
And he was like, also don't fight someone who's gonna have like other people kick your ass. Like he's like, if you think this kid's gonna like have his friends beat the shit out of you or something, don't bother. Just get over it because you don't feel like dealing with that. My dad has a famous story he loves to tell. If you hang around my dad long enough, Scott, you will hear this story where one time he got jumped by 4 dudes from his high school who did not like him for whatever reason, and they beat the shit out of him. Like they beat my dad is real bad. Like he had to go to the hospital and shit. And when he came out, he individually tracked down each person and beat the shit out of them. And that's my dad's high school heroic story that he tells. And he tells it like he was a hero vanquishing the 4 bosses of the school.
It's just like Kill la Kill.
It's pretty cool when he tells it, I won't lie. Like it really, I mean, I don't know how my dad actually was when he was in high school, but he's a badass to me.
What a glow up style wise.
True.
This was
especially the eyes. I can't believe how different the eyes are.
Yeah, I can't believe how bad this drawing is. What are these ears? Look at this ear. What the fuck is that?
Hey, these are the drawings that made you famous, Scott.
That is true. I don't know why.
I guess getting off of school fights and Jake the Snake. Feline says, what are your guys' favorite trope subversions? I know what this question means.
I love this is Akira Toriyama's absolute favorite one, and it's mine too. When you have 2 villains and the small one is the more powerful one. I fucking love that. Like Vegeta and Nappa and like Frieza was smaller than all of his bodyguards. Like that trope, I always fuck with that. That always makes me happy.
Yeah, I can't think of any off top.
Wow.
I'm too busy thinking about Jake the Snake.
Too busy thinking about Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake. I'm trying to think if I have any other quirky school stories. Unless I shouldn't keep diving into my quirky schoolhood.
Well, I don't know. You got some weird shit going on over there.
Eh, Baltimore's a weird place. Now, there was one time, I think I did tell this story on stream before. There was an actual time I almost got picked up by a pedophile.
Yeah, you've told that on stream before.
Yeah, that did almost happen. I'll tell it again. Just
Same. I also have a similar story.
Well, I'll tell mine, and then you tell yours.
All right.
I remember what happened with me was I was in 4th grade, and me, Shroom, and coincidentally enough, actually, it was me, Shroom, and the kid who I saw in my first middle school fight, the really cordial one. It was him. We were all on the playground, playing, and it was just us. And I don't know, some dude pulled up and tried to get us. He was like, "Hey kids, want to get in my car?" I'm literally not joking. Like it was as generic as you can get. And I shit you not, this is so, and Scott, you'll know I'm telling the truth about this. I think I've told you this before, but because Shroom was there, and he never holds anything back. He was just like, fuck off. Basically, we were in like 4th grade. He was like, what? You're being fucking weird, basically. And the dude, I guess, realized that his grand plan had failed, and he got in his car, and I mean, he fucking sped away. So he went and told the teacher, and then I got to talk to a cop. That was pretty tight. And then the school didn't tell my parents, and my parents were big pissed. That's my story.
As you would be. Mine was, we had a yard sale once, and everybody else went inside, and it was just me. I was probably like 10, maybe a little bit younger. So I was the only one that was actually like working the yard sale. And this guy pulls up, and he's like this typical mid-30s, mid-40s guy in glasses, bigger dude, and he's like, "Hey, you look like a smart kid. Do you know anything about websites?" And I was, as a kid, I was like, not really. And he's like, "Well, how would you like to come back to my house and make a website for me?" And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then at that time, my family came back out, and he kind of like ran away. They were like, "Who is that? Did he buy anything?" I was like, "No."
So we both had weird incidents in our childhood, is what we're learning. This is the trauma dump stream.
But thankfully, everything was okay.
Bacon said drove through Baltimore and hated it. We didn't even stop, but I still hated being on the highway near Baltimore. We did stop in Bethesda to meet up. I've actually never been to Bethesda. That's the other side of Maryland from where I grew up. I grew up in like the whole like Essex, Towson, Rosedale, that side of Baltimore. Technically Baltimore County, but I just say Baltimore because it's Baltimore.
Fake Baltimore.
It sucks. Now, for the record, I was born in Baltimore City. For those who'd like to know, I was born in Canton. But Canton was a shithole when I was growing up. It was awful. I mean, it was bad. But then they made it really nice by buying all of the poor houses and rebuilding them. And so now it's a really nice neighborhood. But it wasn't when I was growing up. Bacon says Canton still sucks. You did not see Canton 20 years ago. Canton didn't used to suck. Canton used to be dangerous. Canton used to be... My dad had a 10-year-old pull a gun out at him in Canton. And that's just how it was. Yeah, Canton used to be really... Now Canton has like a Harris Teeters. Like, what the fuck? It has... I mean, I guess I'm not complaining. It's a nicer neighborhood now, but I don't know.
Kids these days just don't have the same experience.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, Can't really though, like I said, like Canton, they're trying really hard to revitalize that whole area, like of Baltimore. They're trying to make Baltimore like city more appealing. So like Canton and all those, they're trying to make more appealing. But the problem is it just takes a long time, and I don't know. You'll go like 3 blocks away from Canton, and it gets dangerous again. So like. You guys flying to Texas tomorrow? Yes. Yep.
Oh yeah. Get that Comic-Con going.
Bacon said, I forget there's multiple Cantons. Oh, Canton, Ohio. No, I'm talking about Canton, Baltimore. There's a place in Baltimore called Canton. It's not really like a town.
Very different place.
Yeah. It's not really like a town or anything. It's just a part of Baltimore. I don't know. You have certain like, you have like downtown Baltimore, then you have Canton, then you have like Patapsco, Patterson. Have a lot of fun. Hope you don't get held up for 6 hours for takeoff like I did. That like probably won't happen, right, Scott?
That could happen. That is always a possibility while flying. The longest delay I've ever had while flying was like an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
I guess I hope that at least happens during our layover.
That's exactly what happened to me. It happened during my layover. So I would have had like an hour and a half to get to my next flight.
Does it?
After I got off my plane, but I only had like 15 minutes because of the delay.
I was gonna say, if our first flight got delayed, like, would that mess with our layover?
It could.
Like, as in, they would just give us a different, like, later flight?
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, it stinks.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, flying is a pain in the ass, but if you just expect that it's so horrible...
Well, the benefit
like,
is that I have you there. So I know you'll actually, like, if anything's a pain in the ass, you'll... If it were just me flying, I'd end up in, like... I'd end up across the world. I'd end up in, like, Guatemala or something. Guatemala's, I guess, not across the world, but... I would just end up somewhere totally random.
Let's play Find Guatemala on the map.
I ordered myself a chicken sandwich right now. From where? Chicken sandwiches are good. Nothing wrong with the chicken Sammy.
You know, I had, speaking of food, I had a craving earlier for fucking Long John Silver's.
Never eaten there.
Long John Silver's sucks. It's expensive. It's a fast food fish restaurant. So, you know, whatever you think of a fast food fish restaurant, that's what it is.
Yeah, I've never eaten one.
But I just want, you know how sometimes you just have cravings for like a shitty place?
Oh, I know what you mean. We ate Cane's like just like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's just something about Cane's. There's just something about it. I think I like it even more than you like sold it. Like I think I thought I'd like actually hate it, but I don't know. I could see myself eating it semi-regularly.
I don't know how your Amy stomachs it without the sauce.
My Amy just really likes chicken tenders. Is this animation for a loot or safe for work?
Oh, this is for nothing at all. I'm just dicking around because I finished my drawing.
Do you like Captain D's? Oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking D's nuts joke.
No, no, that's really funny. No, that's actually it's like knockoff Long John Silver's.
Oh, I've never heard of it. So I thought I was about to get D's nutted. Remember? Because when we first started streaming, that was like the thing. Everyone would always get me because I just read chat without thinking. I was so convinced I was about to get hit.
Yeah, no, that's real. It's I don't know. It's like knockoff Long John Silver's. I was a Long John Silver's boy as a kid, so I didn't ever eat there. Really.
You know, when you come to Baltimore, Scott, I'll have to take you to the Baltimore staple.
The streets
of Jimmy's Seafood. It's a giant. It's a restaurant in the middle of Baltimore. It's called Jimmy's Famous Seafood, I think, actually. It's shaped like
it's not that famous. I've never heard of it.
It's shaped like a boat.
I remember when we were in DC. Speaking of seafood restaurant, and we walked by a fish market. Smelled horrible.
Yeah, that really hit you hard. It did not bother me at all. I guess I'm just used to it. I mean, it stinks. Don't get me wrong, but you get I don't know. I've actually never eaten at Jimmy's Famous Seafood though. I will say, I'll admit.
What?
It's expensive people food.
How are you gonna try and sell me on it?
Well, I don't actually know if it's expensive people food. I was told that when I was a child. My sister got to go there for like her 16th birthday, but only her because it's. So I never got to eat there as a kid. At least I don't think I did. Goodbye, Aldano. Hope you have a good rest of your night. So if we end up sharing a hotel room, are we just gonna watch what did we watch last time? Shark Tank?
Shark Tank, My 600
My
Pound
600
Life.
Pound Life, yeah. And that one Mafia documentary.
And the Hiroshima documentary.
I'll never forget the waking up at 6 a.m. to a goddamn documentary about atomic bombs.
Well, we watched Oppenheimer now, so I feel like we have a new appreciation.
Yeah. The real question is, y'all sharing a bed? No.
No. I actually like doing what's it called? I actually like doing these little like just goof around animations, but I just never really have time to do them. So on stream, it's kind of a good excuse to do it.
Bryce and Scott cuddle stream. Actually, Scott did the other day. He said to me, he's like, I'm gonna go to the pool. You can come to the pool with me. I'm gonna shower. You cannot shower with me. And then I'm gonna take a nap. You can take a nap with me. You just can't cuddle me. And I just remember being like, what the fuck? What are we talking about? What's happening?
Well, I didn't want to exclude you if you were.
I get bed privileges, but not shower privileges. Can you believe how?
Well, yeah, that's gay.
I was gonna show him my ass last night too.
Yeah, explain the context for that. Oh, that is too fast.
I opened my door and Scott had a drone flying outside of my window, and I flipped him off. And I had a brief second where I was like, I'm going to pull down my pants and show him my ass. I'm going to moon him. But then I realized because Amy was probably also watching, and I was like, I just don't feel like it's right to show a woman my ass randomly. So I didn't.
Yeah, he kind of no-sold the whole drone thing. I was pretty upset about it.
Do it again, I'll pull out my balls. Don't fuck with me.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Scott, why do you have a drone?
I don't know. I just buy stuff sometimes.
He's had this thing for like 4 years. He's flown it like 3 times.
No, it's been more than that.
He's flown it like 5 times, I'm sorry.
That's about right, yeah.
One of the times being last night. He did after you flew away.
To the city.
When you sent me that picture, I was like, good, he can't see in my windows. I got real nervous that you could see in my windows with that thing. I don't know why. I was like, I don't want him fucking looking into my windows with a drone. So that was actually my first thought when I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want you seeing in my windows. I don't want you seeing the happenings in my house.
I bet I could if I got right up to the window. You don't have any blinds in there or curtains.
I will pull my balls out. Don't fuck with me.
How do I add boobies to this?
I don't know. Put tits on it. I cracked the case. Just do that. Scott's a spy for the NSA using fictional boobies as a distraction. Is that true, Scott?
You cracked the case.
So we're gonna spend about 5 days glued to each other.
Yeah.
Are we doing shit next week?
Probably not.
I guess we have one thing we're doing next week, but that's it.
Oh yeah, we got to go see Mononike.
Oh, well, 2 things we're doing next week.
What was the other thing?
The test.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Do a hot tub stream? I wish that I actually really wanted, I thought it'd be a really cool idea to stream at the con, or like not like actually at the con, but while we're in Texas to do some kind of stream, but we just couldn't find a way to make it work without like taking a laptop and shit, and I didn't want to do all that.
One of these frames is
Not
all
like
kinds
the
of
other.
wacky. This one is bad.
Like one of those cartoon episodes where the characters get stuck to each other. You know, I have a fear. I don't know if I've ever talked about it. I have an inherent fear. You know, like those like old finger trap toys? Where you put your fingers in both ends, they get stuck. Well, one time as a kid, I did that and like I couldn't get out. I was trapped. And so that's like, I've learned from that moment. That's like one of my biggest fears, of like having something stuck in something. Actually, I didn't tell anyone this story because I knew that everyone would make fun of me if I did. But when we went and saw, I forget which movie, it might have been one of the Ghibli movies together. You know, like shoes have like those like little like, I don't know, like the things on the heel, like the little like bits, like the little ribbon thing.
Yeah.
I got my finger stuck in mine. Like I was like during the movie, I was like I put my finger in and I was like fucking with it and I was like twisting my hand around and I got my finger stuck and I couldn't get it out for about 10 minutes of the movie. And I finally got it out and I almost smacked Amy in the face when I did because I fucking flung my arm back. That's like one of my biggest fears is getting my finger stuck in thing or doing something like that. That's why I don't wear rings. Because I'm terrified of getting a ring stuck in my finger or something like that. I don't know, it's one of my biggest fears in life. So that's a random little piece of trivia for everyone.
You're such a weird fucking guy.
Yeah, and it's all because that time when I was a kid where I got my finger stuck in one of those little toy traps.
God damn. All right, anyways.
Scott, would you make a furry girl OC for the furry crowd?
Yeah, here, I got you.
This just looks like Lucia with extra steps.
Yeah, it's just Cat Lucia.
Cat.
I draw Cat Lucia from time to time.
That is true.
That's my love for the furry crowd.
But you hate cats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't draw her all that much.
Well, you know what? You like her because she has boobs.
Now, if that cat had tits,
Well, that'd be kind of weird if you like were in love with the cat that had tit.
I don't say anything about love.
Don't go throwing the L word around.
La.
God damn, Scott, draw quicker. Come on. Fuck.
Ah.
Get it done. You're fucking shit up. Come on. I know you can go quicker than this. I've seen you.
I'm just. Yeah.
God damn, he's getting slower every time we stream, I swear. Yeah, there you go. Dog girl Lucia Wen? You've never done like a dog girl?
I don't think so. That's not as common, and I don't know exactly how I would do that.
I can
I've not
hit
seen
you
it
up
done.
some sources.
Okay, you're the dog guy. Oh,
I know a thing or two about a thing or two. What can I say?
Thorcia.
Yeah, there you go. That's actually that Thor post sheet was just actually Lucia.
I've thought about, just as a joke, like whenever I post fan art, being like, Lucia dressed as Faye Valentine, but I don't. Sometimes I worry that people wouldn't get the joke, and they'd be like, "This doesn't look anything like Faye. This just looks like Euro."
You should do it once, but maybe wait because you just had the fee cell controversy. You know, you gotta let it die down.
There was a fee cell controversy.
Yeah. Wait till they see your Groku.
Shh, they don't know about that yet.
Now you drew it on stream, I thought.
Did I?
Yeah, not the lewd version, but don't you have a post sheet of it?
Yeah, but did I draw that on stream?
I'm pretty sure you did.
Maybe
I
I
feel
did.
like I remember this. And you wouldn't have showed me the post sheet
Maybe.
unless you do it on stream. He doesn't show me anything unless he does it on stream.
I'll show you nothing.
Was that for the porn?
Well, not on.
Yo,
not-
I
not
thought Scott
intentional.
was a young man with no mustache. The mustache is new.
Mm. Well, I mean, it's not new. It's just the mustache is new. See, I was trimming my beard this morning for the con. I wanted to look dapper, and I trimmed off too much. So I just said, well, fuck it. I just have to go with the mustache. The mustache.
I'm probably gonna shave before the convention too. But not, I'm probably gonna fully shave, not leave a mustache.
Leave a mustache. Don't be a
No, I
pussy.
don't want to leave a mustache.
We'll be the mustache boys.
He keeps talking about the mustache boys. He keeps saying this to me. He has said we'll be the mustache boys to me multiple times today. I don't want to be a mustache boy.
Come on, be a mustache boy. You know what you're being right now? You're being a pussy boy. Not be a mustache boy, goddammit.
This is Kemono Mimi, not full furry. I don't know what that means. You're not furry enough.
Apparently I'm not furry enough. Alright, hold on. I'll draw something slightly more furry.
Oh, you know what's really funny, by the way?
Mhm.
The Astros I saw play play Houston. And I was about to be big pissed because I thought it was going to be while we were in Texas. But it's literally like the day after we leave. That's serious. We play,
You said the Astros play Houston. I'm not sure.
the
what you mean.
Orioles play the Astros
I
when
see.
we're in Texas. Do you understand the problem now?
No, I understand now.
But we don't. They don't. They actually play the Mets while we're in Texas. It's when we leave Texas they play. You understand. You get it.
Maybe we could go to the game. No, I think we're really far away from Houston. I'm trying to draw a cat without any reference, and I've learned that
You just
don't
kind of drew
understand.
Thor, but like with the cat head. Like really, that's just what you drew. Why does it have like such like a chiseled cheekbone? I thought that said I am animal at first. Like it was like Thor trying to be a cat. Kemono Mimi, anime girl with animal ears and tail, and that's it. Furry, snout and covered in fur. Is the
Well,
snout
now
required?
hold on. She's got little paw things.
And then,
Okay.
no, but those are those gloves or those are actual paws?
No, those are real.
Okay, well then I think that changes it. Now draw Thor.
I'm gonna draw myself strangling a cat. Oh, draw Thor. Okay.
Draw a close up of Thor's face. Draw a bust of Thor. He's such a good dog. Look at him.
He also just has like a lot of skin. You
he,
can kind of like squish it around.
he does have a lot of skin.
He looks like a dog that lost like
Hundreds of
half of
pounds.
his body weight,
Yeah.
but he never has. Oh yeah, his tail's like this too.
Yeah, he has a little tiny tail. He doesn't really wag his tail very often.
No, he kind of does it in like a circle. Like it'll go here, then it'll go.
Well,
kinda
granted,
like
he doesn't
here,
really have
then
much of
here.
a tail to wag. Can Lucia go Super Saiyan? She does in the.
Well, I have a
Goku.
little book for you. She does in the Grogu. That was funny.
That's funny.
Bryce, plug the book if they want to read.
Dragon Ball Z is a series written by Akira Toriyama, who is also known for Chrono Trigger and Sandland. That book?
Not that book.
Well, that was the book y'all got plugged. I'm sorry. I'm not going to plug the book right now because they actually kind of can't buy it while we're going to be gone, remember? So it's be kind of... Remember?
I guess that's kind of true, yeah.
I guess I could buy it on Shopify, but... Get real talk. Thanks for streaming, dudes. I hope you have fun in Cowboy Land. Do you think they would be offended if we showed up in cowboy hats?
Maybe. That's part of the other reason I have the mustache now is I feel like that'll get me more respect in Texas. I think they're big into mustache culture there.
Will they let you on a plane if you're drunk?
I think it depends on how drunk.
I don't know. I just had that thought randomly.
If you're drunk, please don't show up drunk.
No. I know. I just randomly had that thought. I don't know why. I just randomly had the thought of like would they let a drunk person on a plane? I just didn't know that.
It depends on how drunk. If they can tell you're drunk, probably not. But not because you're drunk, but probably because that means you're disorderly.
Bryce, just don't reveal your bi there, half joking. That's probably fair, but I also have never cared. I don't know. I just throw it out there.
The Texans are good people.
I might get weird looks if I say it, but I don't think anyone would say anything rude to me.
You have pink hair. You don't have to say it.
I actually probably will get weird looks from my pink hair. I get weird looks here from my pink hair sometimes, except for from the women in Kentucky. They love my pink hair. I mean, I've had women yell from their balcony to me. I'm actually not joking about this. About how much they like my hair.
At once upon a time, I used to really be able to nail the Z art style. But I don't think I don't know, eyebrows too exaggerated. I don't think I can anymore because it's been years since I've drawn it.
I am gonna shit on the Rangers while we're in Texas.
I thought you were just gonna say I'm gonna shit while I'm in Texas.
Probably.
I hope so. I mean, we're gonna be there for like 5 days.
Like if I see someone wearing a Rangers outfit, jersey, I'm just gonna be like, worse team than me. Haha.
No, you're not.
Yes. No, I'm actually not. I thought you were gonna say no. We're not a better team. We are a better team. The Rangers are a good team, yeah, but I'm an Orioles fan. I don't get to shit on other teams that often. You know, we've been bad for so long. But you know, now being the second best team in the league.
Who's better than you, the Braves?
The Braves, yeah. They're like
the Braves are so good.
They're like 2 or 3 games. Yeah, not seeing all these fucking Braves fans all pissed they didn't make all kind of trades. They have like the best offense, the best bullpen, the best stars. What the fuck do they want? I pissed me off. Oh, that bothered me. I'm like, you guys are fucking everything you could ever want. Shut up.
No, see, that's not right. That's close, but that's not right.
No, see, it doesn't matter. Like, I was mostly joking about the Rangers because really the only thing that matters, and that is right in the world right now, and what matters is that the Yankees are in last place in the division. So life is good. Baseball's good. Fuck the Yankees. Have fun in Texas. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. You know, Scott, I saw the Cubs and you guys played.
I don't want to talk about it.
I saw. Well, I got a notification. So I get a notification that Cody Bellinger has broken the scoreboard in Wrigley Field, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then I get that notification about Ben Lively giving up 13 runs.
Yeah, it was a football score.
As a Marlins fan,
happens
thank you for
sometimes.
taking the Rays top spot. I almost feel bad for Rays fans because they start the season so good, and then they've just, although they're starting to pick it back up again, I will say. I guess losing like 3 games to us really fucking motivated them.
I gotta look up reference.
Oh no, Scott, I'm sorry. Bye, Feline.
Bye, feeling. No, I don't want Dragon Ball Super reference. Dragon Ball Super is terrible.
Look, I don't feel bad for Rays fans except for the fact they live in Tampa. I feel bad because they don't have fans. Every time we play the Rays,
What Rays fan?
when they were in first place, every time we'd play them, there'd be more Orioles fans there. And they never have fans. I do feel bad for them in that regard. That's gotta suck. Being a Rays fan, your team's in first place and had a historic start to the season and can't draw people to their fucking ballpark. You know, Grayson Rodriguez pitches tonight.
Is he good?
His last 2 starts have been really good. Since he's come back up. Since he came back, his first start was kind of rough when he came back up. His first start, he went 5 innings, 4 runs. The start after that, he went 5 innings, 2 runs. And then last start, he went 6 1/3, no runs.
I see.
Our tomorrow starters to be decided. We're probably hoping it's Jack Flaherty. I'm hungry.
Hi, hungry. This is kind of like a Vegeta, right?
Vegeta.
This is Vegeta-esque. Yeah.
It's Vegeta. It's more Vegeta than the one you drew before reference. Have you packed yet, Scott?
No.
I'm gonna pack tonight during the Orioles game.
I'm gonna pack probably in the morning.
I'm gonna pack tonight. That way, I have enough time to remember if I forgot anything. That's my plan.
Fair, that makes sense. I'll probably end up. I mean, you always end up forgetting something.
Yeah, but we're in a situation where we could forget things that could really fuck the whole shit up.
That's true.
I want to make sure. So I'll probably pack everything and then message you in the morning to make sure I didn't forget anything that we need. I find the Dragon Ball styles are hardest to draw, especially for females.
Well, it's one of those things where Toriyama's style changed so much throughout the series that there is a lot of conflicting reference to flick through. This is like Cell Saga-ish style of Toriyama, which is not my favorite, but
Vegetable.
I don't know. I went through a whole period where my shit was just drawing like a 1-to-1 style recreation of Z.
One time, Scott messaged me and he said, Bryce. And I go, yeah. And he goes, I know you've recently reread the Dragon Ball manga and the Dragon Ball Z manga. And I go, yeah. And he goes, can you find me about 40 images of Goku's midriff?
Yeah.
Front shots, back shots, side shots, anything you can. And I was like, okay. So that was part of my work one day.
That's a Vegeta, right?
I mean, it looks like Vegeta to me.
It's not like, perfect, but it's
nothing
it's a Vegeta.
is.
That's true.
Is it a Vegeta the younger you would be proud of?
Probably. I mean, I think the younger me would be like, why are you
still doing
Vegeta?
this?
Yeah.
Is this all I'm gonna be?
Are you rich yet?
Why are you going to Texas?
No, it's a good. This is a good Vegeta. Now it'd take me some practice to be able to do that without any reference, but.
God damn, he's a sweaty boy. You just keep going.
Even his armor.
yeah. Put some sweat on his shirt too. Yeah. I thought you were just gonna keep it black. Make sure his hair's sweating too. Yeah. There we go. It's fucking stupid. Now that's a Vegeta. I'm saying you didn't put any sweat on like the single strands of hair, but it's okay. I'll allow it.
Can you draw him getting laughed at by Cell? I don't know if I remember that from by Fiesel, you mean? I can do Fiesel.
Just pointing at him, you're a loser.
I'm having to go way back to my studies.
I hope I don't stain the hotel bathroom pink when I shower.
I didn't even think about that.
My pink hair. Well, I'm not going to be dyeing my hair there, so I don't think I will. Because I'll just dye my hair in the morning before I leave. I definitely noticed the female style change when I saw Super and Broly, and then compared the female Saiyans in there to Bardock, father of Goku.
I honestly, I think the Super art style is atrocious. Not to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm sure the people that work on it work very hard, but it's not good. That's my opinion.
Which it's okay, because Scott's opinion is invalid. He drew Fiesel.
No, that's true. I don't know. Everyone's so fucking small and like skinny. It started in with the Battle of Gods, and like the Super Saiyan God or the whatever it was like kind of, you know, smaller and slimmer, and it's like, okay, that's that form, but eventually the super art style just morphed into like that was the whole shit. And I don't think it looks good. I watched Dragon Ball to have big meaty boys punch each other.
Big meaty boys.
Big
Jake the
meaty
Snake?
boys. Jake the Snake. Also, it doesn't help that Super is just awful. Okay, raid started. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, everybody.